And we are live, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. Today, we're going to look into 6 things that you need to do to improve your profile. And I'm not going to talk about improving your profile from a, and now I see a wrong comment was popping up. But anyways, the 6 things that you need to do to improve your profile. I'm not talking about your banner or your profile picture. We are going to look into those things too at the end of this session, or at the end of this session. This is probably going to be like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. If you're here with me live, make sure you add a comment so that I see that you're here with me live. If you're watching the replay of this, add a comment anyways, and I will be able to respond to those comments, or I will be able to incorporate it in my next live session, which I do weekly. So this is my, I think, 4th or something live weekly. And you can actually go to my YouTube channel, Josephine Warner, and check out previous lives if you want to. So today we're going to look into 6 things that you need to do to improve your profile so that you will start attracting people and make it easy for people to actually buy from you, because I think that is a big thing. We usually make it so complicated. So the first thing is that you need to consider is sell them something they want, right? You're not trying to sell them something that they don't want. Often we try to sell them something, or we try to give them something, we try to offer something that we think that they want, because that is what we wanted ourselves back in our previous roles. So the first thing you need to do, take a step back if you're not selling. If you're selling, don't change. We're not changing a winning concept here. But if you want to sell more, are you really selling what it is that they want, that they say that they want, right? So make sure that you do that. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, what about your sales system? Is it easy for people to buy from you, or is it very difficult to buy from you? Can they easily find the link to book a call with you if you sell through calls? Can they easily register to any of your webinars or masterclasses or challenges or what it might be? Do you promote these things? Do you invite people to come and book a call with you? Do you invite people to register for your masterclasses? Because that is one thing I remember myself, especially in the beginning, that I felt a little bit reluctant to actually invite people to come and join my join my calls and join my programs. It felt a little bit like, ooh, who am I here to talk about these things? When in fact, if you do, as I said in the point 1, to sell them something that they want, you're actually just helping them to solve a problem that they already have, a problem that they want to get solved. So that is the first 2 things. And I'm going to count them up again at the end. But the number 3 is then to build an audience of the right people. And I think this one is quite difficult, especially on LinkedIn, because so many people try to build an audience of your ideal client. And that doesn't really work if your ideal clients are observers or lurkers, as some people say. Yes, of course, you want to have those people in your audience too. But as if they are lurkers, if they are observers, they seldom comment on your stuff. And when no one likes or comments on your stuff, you don't get an engagement. And that sends a picture, or it sends a signal to LinkedIn that your stuff is not worth showing to anyone else. So you need to invite people to connect with people that are the right people from an engagement perspective. And I'm not talking about engagement pods here, because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm not a huge fan of the engagement pods. I think that engagement pods rather do you a disservice, because then you get loads and loads of engagement on your posts, but you don't really know if it hits home, right? So attract people that you like, that you want to comment on their stuff too, and then you reciprocate. I don't know how to say that word, but you give back on that they comment on your stuff and they comment on your stuff too. So that is super important to think in terms of that. Connect with new people every single day. Take 5 minutes when you are on LinkedIn to send connection requests to people that you find interesting, that you find inspiring, and accept connection requests. I send connection requests every single day, and I think it was a day ago or so, someone responded to me that, oh, I'm not interested in buying what you have to sell. I never, ever connect with anyone the first thing thinking in terms of, oh, I'm going to sell to this person, because you don't know if they even have the problem that you try to solve. You don't know if maybe they have already invested in someone else who will help them solve the problem. You don't even know, they might not even be aware of that they have the problem that you're trying to solve. So never when you send connection requests, think in terms of, oh, I'm going to sell to this person. Rather think in terms of, is this person someone that I want to connect with? Is this someone that I find interesting, inspiring? Could I learn something from this person? Or rather things like that. So that one is super important. And when you then take a step back and look at your own profile, and I probably have that point here later down too, but if you take a step back and look at your own profile from an objective perspective, are you a person that you would have wanted to connect with yourself? Like, honestly, if you read your about section, if you read your experiences section, is there something that invites people to connect with you, to learn something new about you? Because I think that is a piece that is often missing in our profiles, to make us interesting, to give a little bit like an icebreaker. So how are these things kind of like, how do they pop up in your profile? So make it easy for people to want to connect with you. Number 4, and let me say this also, that these are in a little bit like random orders. It's not like you do one first and then you do the second one and then you do the third one. These are in very random order, all 6 of them. But number 4, which is super duper important, and you will not succeed if you don't have that one clear to yourself. It's, what do you want? Like, what do you really want? What is your purpose of being on LinkedIn? Because if you want to attract people, if you want to connect with people, if you want to sell and help people, if you want to have an impact in the world, then make sure that you show that, right? Don't just dabble, right? don't dabble, because dabbling, doing something here, then something there, that doesn't get you anywhere. So think in terms of 90 days from today. So that would be 19th of August. Where do you want to be on the 19th of August? Write that down. That is your goal. That is your motivation. That is exactly what will keep you going. Starting today, stop dabbling and go all in, making sure that this really works. So we have a couple of comments here. We have from Angela, who says, this is also true. And I think that was connected to the sales system, right? So make it easy for people to connect with you. And then we have Mohammed and we have Harshit here, who are both here together with me today. So thank you so much for being here live with me too. If you have any comments or any questions or anything, so make sure you add those in the comment section. I will pick up on them later down the line. So number 5, and I already mentioned that a little bit, it's like, who are you? Look at your profile objectively. Would you want to connect with yourself? Like, honestly, if you go to your LinkedIn profile, if you Google your name, and you can be certain that people will Google your name, when you click on that link, are you then proud of what people see? Is that something that you would say, hey, yeah, sure, here's my LinkedIn profile, and everything would be crystal clear? And I think we can always be better at it, right? It's so easy to say to someone else, oh, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to change that. Because to ourselves, it's crystal clear what we're doing, when it's not really crystal clear what we're doing. So why do you think that your profile is crystal clear? If you don't think that it's crystal clear, what's missing? What can you add? What can you change? What do you need to amend, right? So think in terms of those things. Number 6, and now I'm going to go through these. And Angela actually added here a great comment. So who are you and what do you stand for? And I think that piece is so important that we tend to forget that. I talk a lot about building a personal brand, and a personal brand doesn't mean that it's you standing out there, you being an influencer or anything. It's actually to stand for, what are your values, what is important to you, and in that way actually attract people to you. One person also asked me not so long ago, what is actually thought leadership on LinkedIn? Thought leadership. Being a thought leader means that you express your opinions and people come to you for advice. It doesn't mean that you're always right. Absolutely not. I think that would be pretty turn offy, but it means that you have an opinion and you share that opinion and you stand for your opinion. And that is thought leadership, that when they want someone to say something about a particular topic, they know that you are the person to go to. And to grab that topic as your topic and to be the owner of that topic, that is thought leadership. And to be a leader, to be an inspiration and a role model to others. So when we then look at like the regular the classical profile, because I think you probably would have been a little bit disappointed if I don't go through the classical profile things that you need to do when you go through your profile. So the first one, let's start from the top. And if you don't really know what I'm talking about, then you can pause this video if you're watching the replay, or you can rewatch this session, this particular section, and go through them one by one. But start from the top. Your banner. Are you using your banner as the prime real estate that it really is? Do you drive people to book a call with you, download your freebie, or maybe register for your event? Make sure that you do drive traffic based on what you have in your banner. Number two, the profile picture. I think the profile picture might be even more important than you think. And I'm not saying that you have to have a professional taken profile picture. I had a selfie for a very long time. What I mean is that, is it like, do you look friendly? Do you look open? Is it easy for people to look at you? And the reason why I have pink in my profile picture is not because I love pink. I do like pink, but I don't love it that much. The reason is that every time I comment on someone else's post, my profile picture stands out in comparison to everyone else. And you can click on my comments and you will see that, right? So if you go to my profile and you click on my comments, you will see that my profile picture stands out everywhere when I comment on things. That's what I want you to do. Think in terms of your profile picture to help you to stand out, to help you to build your brand. Then we have your headline. That is another really important piece of real estate. That is also something that is very visible when you comment. So think in terms of the first 5 to 6, 7 words in your headline. Those are the most important ones. What do they say? Do they say who you are, what it is that you do, how you help people, the result that you're getting people? And I think that is also not set in stone, right? So make sure that you change your headline so that it's really clear who you are there for, who do you help, and what is it that you do. I saw someone using lots of hashtags in their headline earlier today. You don't need to do hashtags. So the headline is the words, the keywords that you have in your headline, they are searchable, SEO searchable. So if you have coach, for example, in your headline, that might draw the attention of a lot of appointment setters. So they search on the word coach and then they get you, right? So that is why you get a lot of pitch slaps from appointment setters in your DMs. So think in terms of how can you rewrite your headline so that it really speaks to the people that you want to help and that you want to attract. Then we have the about section. The first 3 rows in your about section are the most important ones. Are you grabbing people's attention there? If not, it's time to rewrite your about section. Then we have the featured section. If you haven't activated the featured section, then that is something that you need to go and do today. And you can add 2. I have a little bit too many resources in my featured section. I know that, but you can add 2 to 3 resources in your featured section. Don't think in terms of adding a post, because people can see your post anyway, right? Rather add a freebie, rather add a way to book a call with you, or the way that you're selling. That goes back to the number 1. Was it number 1 or was it number 2? Number 2, actually. So your sales system. Use your entire LinkedIn profile to showcase your sales system. And then we have your content. If you don't post content, people will not really see you, right? People will not be attracted to you. They will not see what it is that you're doing. So your content is super important too. And rather think in terms of focusing, think in terms of power of one, like who am I for? What is it that I do? How do I help people? One offer at a time. That is super important. Talk about that over and over and over again and add some personality in it too. Then we have your comments. how do you comment on stuff? Do you even comment on stuff? Or are you one of the observers or one of the lurkers? And when you comment on stuff, make sure that those comments are valuable. And I know sometimes it's really hard to add a valuable comment on people's stuff. Sometimes maybe you just want to write a congratulations to your new position or whatever it might be. So then turn that around and think in terms of, how can I make my content so easy for people to comment on? Huh? That is that is a little bit of a change, right? So make it easy for people to comment on your stuff, and make sure that you add valuable comments on other people's stuff. And then that connects back to the people that I want you to connect with. Because if you connect with the right people, if you connect with inspiring people, it's so much easier to write on their stuff then too. So don't make it complicated. Make it easy and fun. And then we have your experience section. So I'm going down now quickly, a little bit quick and dirty, I almost said, but quickly. So your experience section, think in terms of, I probably say think in terms loads of times now, but when it comes to your experience section, how can you rewrite that so that it fits what it is that you're doing today? So let's assume, in my case, I was a risk manager. I worked in compliance. I worked in audit. I worked as a project manager, a program manager, and for 10 years, I was at Switzerland's largest bank. And I had, I think, 4 or 5 different internal roles I think it was 4 different internal roles during that time. So how can I rewrite that so that it actually benefits my audience and at the same time builds authority and expertise? You don't need to write a novel, but keep it crystal clear. Make it interesting for people to read your experience section. Not everyone is going to review your profile, absolutely not. But when they check you out, what are the different touch points that you have on your profile so that people really can be interested in what it is that you're doing and want to learn more? And then we also have the recommendations. If you say that you're an expert at something or a specialist at something, it would be nice to have a couple of newer recommendations there too, not just something from, I don't know, a former manager or a team member from 2001 or 15 or something, but to have some newer recommendations there too. And if this is something that you would want to work on together with me, I have an amazing offer currently, but I close it down tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So that's, what is it now? I don't know, 24, 30, maybe 30 hours or something like that from now. And that is called Grow Your LinkedIn Audience. And I will add the link underneath there, underneath here, to the various things where I stream this. And the cool thing about this offer is that I usually sell it as a do-it-yourself course, but this time I really want to guide you. I want to hold your hand. I want to go through your profile with you to take you step by step from the banner down to the recommendations. And we're also looking into your content. We're also looking into your sales process. Is it easy for people to really connect with you? And we start already next week. So the offer that we're having is called Grow Your LinkedIn Audience, or we call it lovingly, we call it Julia. And we will add the link underneath. And I see that Angela has already added it. So it's not one of these, you can get it today for $197 only. $197. And I can promise you, this offer will not come back at this investment point. Absolutely not. The offer will remain up after 7 o'clock tomorrow night, but then it's a do-it-yourself course. If you want to get guidance from Angela and myself, then make sure you come and join us inside of Grow Your LinkedIn Audience. You have approximately, I don't know, 20 hours, something like that, to join us. 29 hours to join us inside Grow Your LinkedIn Audience. And I would love to see you there. I would love to get to work with you to make sure that your profile really reflects who it is that you are and what it is that you're doing. And before I close, I'm going to go through the numbers again. So number 1 is sell them what they want, not what you think that your ideal clients wants, but sell them what they really want, right? Create an irresistible offer. Number 2, your sales system. Make it easy for people to really connect with you, to really invest in your services. Number 3, Build an audience of the right people. So important. It makes it so much easier. It makes it so much more fun to also be on LinkedIn when you have that. Number 4, probably the most important one, it's what do you want? Why are you even on LinkedIn? Why are you even on social media if you are on social media? And now I'm not talking about numbing out, right? I'm talking from a business perspective. What is it that you want? Super important. Where do you see yourself in 90 days from now? So on the 19th of August, where do you want to be? Use that as your motivation. Number 5, look at your own profile objectively. Do you want to connect with yourself? Would you want to connect with yourself? If not, why not? Maybe you would want to join us inside of my program. And Harshit says, yes, please check my profile and give me your points what I should change in my profile. Come and join us inside of Julia, and we will do exactly that. It's a paid offer. It's $197, and you will get detailed audit on your offer. On your profile, and then you can join us inside of the program. And number 6, your profile. Go through your profile. If you don't want to do this alone, if you want to do this following my instructions, following the step-by-step instructions, you are more than welcome to join us inside of Grow Your LinkedIn Audience, my small offer, Julia. So I would love to see you there. And thank you all so much for having been here with me today. If you're watching the replay of this, make sure you add your comments afterwards, and then we can respond to those questions then. Thank you all so much, and bye-bye. Bye.